All right, bang, bang. Top 3 stacks of the week. This is the video that y'all love to see. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. This is definitely our most viewed video every single week. And if you haven't, go to dfsdads.com/join. Use code RC. Use code DUSTIN. Price, it don't matter. It's all the same. But let's get into it. The few things that you want to think about is if you're new, you haven't seen this before, you want a high total. Game total usually above a 50. So when you start doing your research to figure out what game you want to stack, find a total above a 50. And then also typically you want to have a spread. I would say 5 points or less because you want the game to be close. A lot of back and forth action. A blowout would kill. It usually kills the stack. So with that said, I am going to start with the game of the week, in my opinion. We got the Chiefs versus the Bucks. The total is 55. Some places you'll see it at 56. The Bucks are, what are they, 7-4, looking to clinch, looking to win their division, where you have the Chiefs 9-1. They've clinched. They're going to win their division. They're going to beat out the Raiders. And I'm going to be stacking the Chiefs side of this. Yes, it might be a little bit of an expensive stack, but I think it's going to be a lower owned stack. Patrick Mahomes, but 42 passing attempts 3 weeks ago, 45. They are passing, vertical passing machine. Then you have Tyreek Hill. Listen to this. The last 2 weeks, 18 targets for 9 catches. 14 targets with 11 receptions. He's also had 2 rushes, or he gets 1 or 2 rushing attempts a game as well. This man is a machine, and I think he's underpriced. Not really underpriced that much, but $7,800 for someone averaging 16 targets. That's a Michael Thomas type level of targets. So I'm actually going to double stack this side. I'm going to do Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and then also the one tight end who's been consistent, Travis freaking Kelce. Now I'm going to pull up Kelce here. Tight ends this year have been very difficult other than Travis Kelce. He's had 12, and 10 targets the last 3 games, scored a touchdown 2 of the last 3 games. Tampa Bay has a pretty good defense, but Devin White is no match for Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's going to get his, and we are hoping for the targets to stay the same for Kelce, and then also our boy Tyreek Hill, and not have like a random deep bomb to Hardman or a Robinson. Now, on these stacks, I like to always run it back. Typically like to run it back. The Bucks, high-powered offense themselves. They got a lot of weapons to choose from. But we're going to go in the slot. Antonio Brown, who is starting the last 2 games to pick up his target share. His targets are picking up over 10. And I think he's living with Tom Brady. The narrative is there. He's finding some cohesiveness with Tom Brady. So the stack is Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and run it back with Antonio Brown. That's where I'm at. Any discussion, any thoughts there from Price or Dustin before we turn it over to the other 2 games?
Man, going out on a limb with Tyreek, Mahomes, and Kelce, man. Jeez.
Well, when you got these good cheap running backs like Wayne Gallman. Yeah,
no, those guys. I mean, Kelce and Hill have been ridiculous the last couple weeks. I think Mahomes is getting, that playoff type push towards him and getting better. So, I mean, I love it.
Do you like the run back option with Antonio Brown, or would you go elsewhere?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Bucks are hard to tell. They got three great wide receiver options, but Antonio is due. He hasn't got a touchdown yet, so he'll get there eventually.
It's a very expensive stack, but it's for a good reason. I mean, it's going to be the highest scoring tight end, one of the top 3 highest scoring receivers, and probably top 2 high scoring quarterback, which is why they're priced that way. It does kind of restrict you on what you're going to do with the rest of your lineup construction, but I think Antonio is a great run back option. I would maybe lean Godwin, but because he plays more in the slot than anything. But I mean, it's 50-50 because I mean, you're kind of, cutting hairs there with those 3 receivers on the run back option. And Antonio being the cheapest kind of helps out everywhere else. And I mean, we know Tom Brady's going to force feed him. There's a reason he came to that team because Brady wanted him there.
For sure. All right, Price, what game you looking at?
I'm going to stick to the game I was harping on in our last pod, and with the Falcons and the Raiders. Love Matt Ryan this week. The Raiders defense is very mediocre. Matt Ryan's coming off a busted performance. And I don't think Gurley's healthy either because they've been playing Brian Hill a lot more, which means if they're not going to run the ball as much, they're going to throw it. And the Raiders offense is actually fairly proficient. Carr's been playing great, so it should be a high-scoring affair. I believe the over-under's 55.5. So it's the second highest over-under. It's half a point behind the Chiefs-Bucks. So a lot of implied point total there. And I don't really like the running backs in it, which is great for DFS because then I can just go right over and roll with Calvin Ridley. I would like to play Julio and some GPP. I know he's hurt. Looks like the coach, like Dustin said earlier, he's going to be a game time decision. If he sits out, I think exponentially shoots up Ridley's value. Ridley is averaging over 16 yards on his average depth of target, so he gets down the field. He's top 10 in touchdowns on the year, and he's second in 100-yard games, and he's missed a couple. So, I mean, he's been feasting all year. He has a great matchup. And then on the run back option, I love Waller. If you're not going to pay up for Kelsey, I think you just go down to Waller. You save $1,000. I don't think Atlanta has anyone who can cover him. And I mean, Waller's going to get 7-8 targets a game. It's just a matter of will it actually translate into yards and will he score a touchdown? And we got a touchdown last week, so just hoping for another one. The only other run back option I think would be Aguilar. He randomly pops off, and I know he did it last week, but it seems he pops off in high-scoring games, and this is going to be a high-scoring game. And I think that'd be a great little, Matt Ryan, Julio Ridley, and either Waller or Aguilar on the way back. And if Julio's out, I wouldn't mess with Gage or Zacchaeus or Blake. I would just lock and load Ridley.
What about Ruggs at 4,300? We're talking about GPPs here, right? We're not talking about cash. So, what are your thoughts on?
I'd rather play Aguilar for 600 more, to be honest. I don't know what the deal with Ruggs has been, but he's had one good game. Everything else, he's been less than 1.5x value, and that's not going to cut it in DraftKings. And that game he popped off, he had 2 catches, and one of them I think was like an 80-yard touchdown. So that makes it kind of tough to plug that guy in.
Yeah, Bama boy.
What game are you on, Dustin?
I am on the Buffalo Bills versus the Chargers. Pretty good over under 52.5 as it stands right now. I'm on the Buffalo side of things with Josh Allen. So both defenses are okay. Neither one of them are great. They give up a lot of points. And so I like Josh Allen in this one. I mean, you look at the Chargers. They don't know how to win, right? They have blown leads. Only one team worse than them at blowing leads is Atlanta. But you have Josh Allen coming in 5-something X 2 weeks ago, 4X last week, playing really well again. The Chargers got 3 touchdowns thrown on them by Drew Lock. Derek Carr threw for a couple touchdowns. Minshew threw for a couple touchdowns. And so just like Josh Allen's upside there. And the thing I like about this is the Chargers' ability to score back. So if I'm going from a stack perspective, obviously going Allen at QB and Stefan Diggs with either Cole Beasley or John Brown. A lot of that's going to depend on John Brown's health. I think Cole Beasley's a cheaper option that, he offers a lot of upside in games like this where they're not as keen in on him, and he'll get you 10 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. So kind of got to make the decision on the second piece to that, or you can just run it with Allen and Diggs because of Allen's running ability. He might throw for 2 touchdowns and he might run for 2 touchdowns. So you can always just single stack Allen because of his athleticism. And then the obvious choice to run it back is Keenan Allen. The dude's been a monster. Obviously he's 8,000 this week on DK, but Herbert loves him. He throws him the ball 10 plus times a game, and he obviously plays the slot, so he shouldn't have to go up against Tre'Davious White, and so that just makes sledding a lot easier. Should funnel everything to him. You could also go out with a Hunter Henry type double run back at tight end. So a lot of upside here. Should be lower owned than the obviously the Chiefs' high scoring game will be probably the highest owned, one would think, just based on the players' names and their abilities. So I think this one will be a little less owned, and you can either go either way with quarterbacks. I mean, they're similarly priced, similarly played this year as far as scoring wise. So and they both have great options at receiver in Keenan Allen and Stefan Diggs. So I'm going to stick with the Buffalo side, but you can kind of go either way with it. Any feedback?
I like it. I personally like it. I think we're all going to make some money. I do agree though with the Chiefs stack being that expensive. You got to find the cheap running backs. Definitely going down to the Jets defense for sure with that stack. But I like it. All right, let's go make some money, guys. Appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Why don't you? All right, we'll see y'all.